back to Non-League Adventure with me, GW365. This is Season 4, Episode 6, playing as Curzon Ashton Football Club on Football Manager 2016. If you joined us last time, we had a 1-1 draw away at Corby. A little bit unlucky, really. I mean, yes, they deserve something out of the game, but in terms of how we were defending, we were doing quite well, and eventually the brokers resolve to make it 1-1 with 5 minutes to go. We followed that with a notification of JJ Hooper being out for the next game, basically. We beat, in the FA Trophy North first round, we beat Worcester 4-2. Very good result, very good performance. Look, raring to go to get back into winning ways. Greg Taylor did get an injury for 5 to 6 weeks, which did suck a massive dong. And JJ Hooper was out for 5 to 6 weeks as well, straight after. We followed it up with a 2-0 loss in this run of games where we're up against the teams around us. I think we had 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th in the run of 4 games. And Stockport beat us 2-0. Pretty disappointing here. 61% possession they had. Not the best start to the Christmas period. That resulted in this screen here with 5 matches in the league without winning a game. Not very good. We followed that up with a 2-1 loss against 4th place Telford. Even game. Didn't really deserve anything. We got a late consolation, but I think the left back situation has definitely hurt us because they've not been performing very well at all. The two that covered that's been covering. Then Shola Ayula, the new guy who just signed, is out for 2-3 months. I think this led to a change in tactics where we lost 3-0. I think it is the game. Yeah, I think we changed here. It didn't end up helping us. We got, we played better overall in terms of we created more chances. But the changes have been kind of forcing us because of the injuries and what have you. But hapless Curzon Ashton well beaten, and it resulted in 7 games in a row, which was very disappointing. And it resulted in us only being stable in our job because at this point we are 10th. I think we are at this precise point. Yeah, 10th in the Vanarama North. I made an away game against Alfred, which was going to be the game that I was going to cover, but I decided against it. I thought, no, I'm going to try and just squeeze one more game at trying at least get a win and persevere with this tactic and just see if we can have something to aim for. Unfortunately, albeit it was a penalty, we did win, but look at that possession stat, 61%. It's far better. It's not really much different in terms of the team instructions or what have you. It's just a different formation. I've gone for a 4-5-1 with a defensive midfielder and 2 wingers, advanced wingers even. I wish it were winners, advanced winners, if we knew already what we were going to do. But yeah, John Jones was fouled in the box. David Moyer took the responsibility of taking the penalty and give us the winner. It's no more than what we deserve, really, if I'm being completely honest. We've not in 2 Liam Smiths against each other here. I have got another injury here, but I've opted to let him play with protective equipment on his face because we are struggling for left wingers. I did put absolutely everyone on the transfer list. Well, not everyone. I put about 6 players on the transfer list. Just because, they're not performing, and if they're not performing, I don't want them here, if I'm honest with you. They're taking up valuable wages that I could be spending elsewhere. Unfortunately, also Andy Fleming, the other new signing, who can just terminate his contract at any point. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah, basically, I've got a lot of players taking up wages, not really good enough. I've tried offering players out, no one wants them. I'm not really surprised if I'm completely honest. As you can see, we've got 6 players out injured. I'd say 5 of which are definitely key to our season. And where we sit at the minute, we are 10th. We did win the last game, which, fortunately, we're still within not touching distance as such, but 4 points away from the playoffs. And at this fairly early stage, I've got to say, we're probably out of the running for automatic, which is obviously the first place, which, I've just zoomed in there. Sorry about that. I was trying to scroll up. It's whoever's top, which is Stockport, I believe, and I think they're similar sort of points. But it's between Harrogate and Stockport in my eyes because the goal difference, the scoring goals for fun. But yeah, we've changed our system somewhat, and hopefully it's going to prove, worthwhile. We've got a game against Blyth next. They came up last season. I'm hoping for a better, what's the word I'm looking for? To carry on the progress in terms of we've got a win. 8 losses in a row or whatever it was. It feels like 8 losses in a row. It's not good. We've got 9 losses all season. You think where we were at that point? We were top of the league, second in the league. We were kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, but nevertheless, poor run of form, and now we need to rectify it. So this is a team we're probably going to be using today. Worth noting, I forgot to mention that I did actually sign another player. David Symington here. He's an advanced attacking midfielder, right, i.e. a winger in this situation. He's pretty nimble. He's not amazing by any stretch of imagination, but the free kicks and long shots is pretty sweet. Although his technique coincides with it. He's not amazing, but crossing is 10. Dribbling is okay, 8. I'm hoping for big things from this guy. He runs with the ball down the right and he shoots from distance, which is probably a negative thing. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping that the fact that he does like to have a shot, he's going to be able to help us out somewhat. He hasn't played for us yet, so this is going to be his debut. And no better team to play than Blyth, who I believe are second bottom. Yes, that's correct. I was going to say bottom, but changed my mind at the last second. Worth noting, you're thinking, well, where does Henry Rowlinson fit in? Because at the end of the day, he doesn't play there. Now, there is still a role for him. If I go to the defensive one, we do still play with just the standard right midfielder and left midfielder. But we are going to stick with the standard at home. If we're massive favourites, I might go to control. We'll have to wait and see. I probably will go for control, actually, because I can't see us not being the favourites, although we have been in shocking form. Blyth are down the bottom of the table, so surely we're not going to be the outsiders in this game. But yeah, we've got defensive midfielders. I forgot to take Luke Foster and Anthony Barry off reserve duty, and as a result they've ended up playing. So they're not 100% fit, but that's why I'm keeping him on the bench as a replacement. As you can see, obviously Ben Hinchcliffe is injured, but it is because of that cheekbone fracture. Worth noting, Greg Taylor's nearly on the way out. We've had one bid, and it's been Pedro Carnero. I think it's Boreham Wood after him. Yep. And I'm not sure as to whether it's been agreed yet. I don't think it can't have been, because he wouldn't be here. I've put the captain on, because he's been shocking this season. 6.8% is not a good place to be, if I'm being completely honest, in terms of performance-wise. Basically, it's just not been good enough, really. He's done alright in spells, but on the whole, I mean, look at his recent form, 6.52. Too many games like that. It's just not been good enough. As a result, because John Jones obviously can't play in the advanced attacking midfielder right role, but he can play at right back. So I'm putting him at right back. He's a decent right back, even so. Lots of 9s and 8s. So I'm hoping that he's going to fill that void that's been left by Liam Smith. A lot of players on fairly decent money for this level. I'm not holding out much hope of getting rid of them. JJ Hooper was another one I was thinking about getting rid of, but he got injured, so we'll have to wait and see. He's back in 8 days or so. So into the game. It's against Blyth, as I said before. They are struggling down the bottom. It'd be interesting to see what the odds are for this game. But yeah, Liam Thompson comes into the side as well. We need a better defensive midfielder, of course, because they're only 1.5 star, it seems, in terms of role ability. And it's taken a week to load for some reason. Have a little bit of my cup of tea. I'm hoping you're not actually seeing all the icons down there, the window generators. We are the favourites. So it does say. It does say it's the one where I've listened to. It's called Lovers Leaper, I think it's called, on the Sports Interactive website. He's given us a bit of a guide, so I'm using something very similar to his. But yeah, it's close odds. Yeah, we're at home. Control. Yeah, let's do it. Do it now. Come on, Lala, you idiot. So I'm hoping Luke Foster's going to be a nullify tut. That's the danger, I think, because they're playing the attacking midfielder. We did win the last game, so we broke out of us duck, if you like. So I'm not gonna say I expect to win, because morale is not that high, but I'm gonna say come on lads, and get absolutely no response. Awesome. Symington, you're the new signing, so I'm gonna say no pressure on you. Just play your natural game and get absolutely no response from him. Everyone else, I just need to. Oh, that's ideal. Look at that. Apart from the goalkeeper, of course. Only one midfielder. Enjoyed that. And yeah, switching off to delighted is obviously a good thing. Pigott, the best person for the role, I think, deep line forward. Playing with an advanced playmakers as well, which suits a couple of the players, such as Thompson and who's the other guy that got injured? The new guy, I've forgotten his name now. Him that was signed from Stockport. He played in the last game. But maybe making a few too many changes could be the result of his performances. I'm not entirely sure, but I felt we had to make changes because we just simply weren't performing. This guy is prime example. Downing, he's been very disappointing so far. To say that his current ability sat at 3 stars, but oh, that's a great ball. What a save from Brass. That's ridiculous, that save. But that's the sort of thing that's been happening. We've been having chances like that, golden opportunities, awesome saves. Other end, they have like a really soft cross in. It goes through our players and they just score. And it's just like, well, what the hell am I doing wrong? I've got the best defenders I can possibly get, I think. 3.5-star players. Granted, Corey Roberts is not the best at heading, but everything else is he really excels at, apart from obviously passing. And Hinchcliffe, like, he goes alongside him with 7 passing, which isn't bad neither. So, hoping for a reaction now. Ideal reaction is not to let Ryder run about 25 yards to get that ball, but that's a very good tackle to make up for it. Foster's. I'm wanting a beer for some reason. Yeah, very good tackle, Foster. Now it's Thompson now. Finds Ward. Square it goes to Foster. He knocks it forward to Thompson. First time past to Pigott. Can he find the pass? He finds Downing. This is where he has done quite well. And Summerton there on his debut with a great leap. Salmon-like. 8 jumping and 5 heading and scores his first goal of the season and for the team. Great goal for the new recruit. Beating Lambert in the air. Well, it was the longest replay it seemed. I don't know why. But Thompson obviously taking over responsibility of the captaincy with only 7 leadership. Obviously is a bit of a worry. I think the only reason that they recommend him is purely for the fact that he's been here the longest. Because if it were up to me, Jordan Jones would be ahead of him with 10. Corey Roberts is definitely a candidate with 11. Hinchcliffe maybe less so. Foster has got 10 leadership, so he'd be a candidate as well. And even Sam Ward, if he can like change his mind about leaving, he'd be a good candidate as well. But some players here, you know, hopefully going to be able to prove a point to us. We are playing well, but there's still room for improvement, so we'll just do that and see what happens, and absolutely jack all, it seems. So yeah, let's just try and get the morale up somewhat. Come on, Pigott. That was a key pass for you. I'm pleased for Matty Downing getting an assist, because his overall rating's been absolutely shocking. Yeah, Stockport on 50 points. I don't know if that's a result of them winning. But some games have played less than us as well, which kind of hinders his chances. But as it stands, we'd be 8th. That'd be very pleasing to finish. I'd be happy with this to finish 1-0. But the way we're playing, we're completely dominating in terms of chances. Less so on the possession front. But I'm hopeful we can get that back as the second half progresses. It's a good bit of play here. The masked man there. Oh, Pigott, pick that out. What a strike, my son. Ben Hinchcliffe with his mask, playing like Matic. I couldn't remember his name for a second. I wanted to say Mata, but obviously it's not Mata, it's Matic. Ben Hinchcliffe there with a nice little ball infield, and Pigott. That's the sound of a cannon, by the way, which is his right boot. Great finish, and it's looking rosy all of a sudden, and I'm hoping this will long continue. If you look at it over here, you can see that Luke Foster is starting to struggle with his fitness, so I'm maybe looking to make a change there. Just a quick question, it's probably a bit long overdue. Are you happy with having these things on the screen, or would you rather me get rid of them so you can see more of the pitch? Because I can understand reasons why, as we concede the world's worst goal, which is kind of how it's been happening so far this season, is we've just been conceding goals like that, which is just disgusting. It should be dealt with. The ball should be cleared away. It isn't, and as a result we're punished. Sloppy defending, and when you've got like anticipation stalwarts like Corey Roberts for this league with 8, I mean no one has got less than, maybe Downing has, but I don't think he was at fault there. But it's pretty disappointing anyway, to say the least. We'll make one more change. We'll take off the impressive Hinchcliffe for this game because he's looking a bit unfit as well. Good thing about this particular tactic as well, it can implement Moyo, even though I've put him on the transfer list, just because he hasn't been performing. But if they stay, they stay. If they don't, they don't. But it implements them. But like I said, goals like this, I mean, he crosses in. Should have been dealt with easily by Jones. And Roberts is too busy falling on the floor, and Ryder turns into low rider or flow rider, and I don't know, hits it low into the corner. Couldn't really tell where we're going with that particular attempt of a joke. Longest replay in the history of man, apparently. Apparently Hinchcliffe got penalised for that. God knows why. I've got my hand up in dismay as if to say what the hell. So I'm going to stick with what we're doing at the minute because we're still dominating chances. We've got 10 minutes to go. I am probably going to make a change now, but who do I bring off here? Probably Sam Ward, who's the supporting centre midfielder. And I'm reluctant to bring on Rowlinson because he doesn't excel in that position. I'm thinking Freddie Yao because he's pretty good in from a technical sense in terms of his passing. But I'm thinking just leave it as it is. Maybe bring Paul Jennings on, a target man type, but he's not the quickest, you see. His passing's not amazing. What do you do in this situation? I'm going to bring him on for Piggott. Piggott's done his job. He's got a goal. He's got an 8.3 average. Why do I always say average rating? It's just a rating for the game. Bring him on. Hopefully I'm not gonna live to regret it. But they're performing quite well, you see. Ideally I could have done with taking the centre back off, but I'm just losing trust in Flynn and Tunnicliffe. They haven't been great, to say the least. Roberts plays a ball forward to Thompson, the advanced playmaker. Yeah, long ball over the top for Jennings to chase with his 8 pace. I don't think he's going to be getting past Salmon. But the ball's found its way to Hammond on this right hand side. Now it's Tutter, that attacking midfielder, and this is where it's going to be a danger because Kennedy's got it now, and I'm worried because this is a highlight for Blythe Spartans. Ball played. Downing, that's exactly what Downing's been doing all season long. Unfortunately, George has saved it. Downing there just gets completely overawed. There were one actually. Ball came over the top, and he looked to duck and move out of the way as we look at him to the right. It was just absolutely disgusting. I was absolutely disgusted, and I vowed not to play him again after that game. But it's kind of been forced on me because the other backup player, I can't remember who he was, the Loney, who he is, he came on, and I forgot to take him off reserve games, and he ended up being on like 71% fitness, so I had no choice but to play him. But his stats suggest he's far better than how he's performing. As a result, though, we have just won the game 2-1, which is very impressive to say that after recent performances. I'm not going to say that because that always seems to upset them, but I'm going to say good win. Well done, boys. And that sees us up to 8th. It's progress. Playoffs are only 2 points away. We are now officially in touching distance of the playoffs, which is the minimum expectation for myself. The minimum expectation for the board is this area here, 11th and above. So my own expectations is the playoffs this season. I've got to be realistic. I think that the automatic is gone. I think it's too soon to go there. But yeah, that's a very good win. Symington getting a goal in his debut is very pleasing as well. But going into the next game, which game are we going to do? It's only a couple of games away. 3 games at that. One of them is the FA Trophy second round against Vanarama National Eastleigh, but we'll probably just go to the Altrincham game here. I did miss out the opportunity to do the Alfreton game. Maybe I should have done it because it was a week after. But we've got a little run of games here. I'm going to go for the Altrincham game for the next LiveCom. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like for us. It does help us out a great deal. And if you'd like to keep up to date with this series, feel free to subscribe. And if you think anyone else that you know might enjoy this particular series, please send them in the direction of my channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. But until the Altrincham game, I'll see you then. Bye bye.